This is the time of year when everyone is excited about pumpkin spice. But you know what? There is more and better than pumpkin spice. If you're not a fan of pumpkin or pumpkin spice, then stick around to hear more about it. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Nerlande, and every week I bring you tips and tricks on how to create boozy cupcakes. If you are new here, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Today we're going to be talking about spice, but not pumpkin spice. If you're not a fan of pumpkin spice, or if you want something more than pumpkin spice, then the one thing you need to go to is chai or chai spice. Chai literally means tea. In the 1840s, when the British went over to India, they brought over their tea with them. But the Indians did not like this bitter brew. So what did they do? Well, they added a bunch of spices to it. That's right, a lot of spices, usually 4 to 6 different spices, and every household has their own special blend that they use. But the funny thing is, a lot of those spices in pumpkin pie spice is found in chai. If you want more than what pumpkin spice has to offer, then chai is the way to go. And the way that you make chai is by mixing black tea with an assortment of spices and adding a little bit of milk and some sweetener to it. This is what is called masala chai. Masala means spice and chai means tea. So the next time you go to your favorite watering hole and you order a chai latte, you will know exactly what it's made of. I'm a big fan of chai, and if you're not, why don't you let me know in the comments below what kind of spice that you're a fan of. Our cocktail inspiration today is going to be the White Russian. Normally, a White Russian is made with cream, vodka, and coffee liqueur. But this time, we are going to switch out the coffee liqueur for chai spice liqueur or chai spice syrup that we'll be making on our own. For our cupcake, we will be making a chai cupcake soaked in a vodka chai syrup topped with a vanilla spice buttercream. So stick around. The syrup is a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 part sugar, 1 part water. In this case, we're adding water and 1 cup of sugar. For our spices, we have ginger, cinnamon, star anise, cloves, cardamom, and corn. What you need to do is take all of your spices, chop up the ginger, and crush the other spices so they can release their flavors. Then you add that to the water and sugar on the stove. Let it boil for about 5 minutes, then turn off the heat. Set it aside to cool at room temperature. When it is cooled, you can take it and strain it and store it in a glass bottle for later use. This syrup can be used for lots of things besides just adding it into this recipe. You can sweeten tea with it, you can add it to pancakes and waffles, you can sweeten lemonade with it, or any other beverage you will. You'll definitely get the flavor of the chai. For the milk, we'll be using store-bought chai tea, and you can choose any kind you want, whatever you prefer or your preferred brand is. What we'll be doing is adding 3 packets to half a cup of milk, and we will put that on medium-low heat and let it simmer and come to just a boil, then turn the heat off. We'll let the tea steep in the milk for about 15 to 20 minutes. Then we take out the tea bags and let it cool to use in our recipe. By the way, you could drink this as is. This is basically masala chai. So if you so wish, you can go ahead and have a cup. For the cupcake, the ingredients we'll be using are 1 stick of butter, a half a cup of milk, the chai milk that we just made, a cup and a half of flour, which includes the baking powder and the salt, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 eggs, and a cup of sugar. Make sure the ingredients are at room temperature so you can start your batter. Start by creaming the butter and sugar until fluffy. Add the eggs one at a time, beating well between additions. Add the vanilla extract, then add the flour in 3 parts, alternating with the milk. Scoop the batter into prepared cupcake liners. Bake in the oven on 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. For our frosting, we'll be making a Swiss meringue buttercream, and this starts with mixing about 4 ounces of egg whites with 8 ounces of sugar, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of cream of tartar, and a pinch of salt. A link to the full recipe will be in the description box for you. Once you have that, you mix it all together until it becomes well mixed. Not too long, just for maybe 60 seconds. Once the sugar and eggs are combined, you transfer the bowl to a double boiler. And while on the double boiler, you keep whisking the mixture until it is warm to the touch, and when you rub it between your fingers, you don't feel any sugar granules. If you don't want to do that, you can always just take a thermometer and measure it and take it out when the temperature reaches 160 degrees. At that point, remove the mixture from the double boiler and transfer it back to your stand mixer and continue mixing on high. You'll need to continue mixing for a while until the mixture or the bowl actually becomes cool. At that point, you'll notice that the mixture is changing texture and color. It's becoming fluffier, it's becoming more white, and at some point it will actually look like marshmallows. In the meantime, take your butter, which would have been at room temperature, and cut it up into about pieces of about 2 tablespoons. Go ahead and change the whisk attachment to the paddle attachment, then start adding your butter 2 tablespoons at a time. Mix on medium speed and continue adding the butter until all of it is incorporated. At that point, you'll notice that the mixture will go through a couple of different phases. It will look soupy, it will look curdled. Just keep mixing and keep mixing until finally it will basically come together. You'll know it's ready because the mixture will now look more like softened butter, or it'll look more like a very soft pudding as opposed to the soup or the marshmallow it looked like before. At that point, take your vanilla extract and add it to the mixture, and also take your vanilla chai syrup and add it to the mixture. Mix it in well, and you're basically done. Set it aside in a cool place until it's time to frost your cupcakes. Take the cooled cupcakes and using a toothpick, poke some holes at the top of the cupcakes. We'll be soaking them in the vodka chai solution, and we want to make sure that they get in there very well. To make the vodka chai syrup, measure about 3 tablespoons of the chai syrup we previously made and add to it 3 tablespoons of vodka. Mix them together and using a brush, brush them on top of the cupcakes. Make sure to dab a little so that enough of the syrup soaks into the cupcakes. The cupcakes are ready to be frosted. Using any tip you would like, in this case I selected a French tip, go ahead and frost the cupcakes by making a nice swirly pattern. You don't want to use too much frosting because it may overpower the taste of the cupcake. Once the cupcakes are frosted, go ahead and finish it with a light dusting of cinnamon. I hope you enjoyed making this cupcake with me. It tastes absolutely wonderful. So the next time you feel like having a little bit of spice in your life, go ahead, head over to the website, look at the recipe, and make the chai spice cupcake recipe. If you enjoyed the content, please go ahead and hit the like button and go ahead and subscribe. That way you'll always know when I post new videos. You can also check out some other videos on my channel on some other cocktails and cupcakes I've prepared for you. It was a pleasure hanging out with you today. Just stay tuned for additional videos on some other fabulous cocktails and cupcakes. Please eat and drink responsibly. Bye.